Life has a way of testing us, doesn't it? There are days when everything seems to fall apart, when it feels like no matter how hard we try, nothing seems to go our way. We face challenges, big and small, that leave us questioning our purpose, our direction, and sometimes even our faith. But here's the truth. In those moments of uncertainty, there's one powerful thing that can carry us through and make sense of everything. That thing is faith. Having faith in God isn't just about a belief or a passing thought. It's a deep, unwavering trust in a power greater than ourselves. It's knowing that no matter what happens, there is a purpose in our lives, and that God has a plan for us, one that might be different from what we expect, but one that is always for our good. When we put our faith in Him, we open the door for miracles, for peace, and for things to align in ways we could never have imagined. Now, you might be wondering, how can I have faith when everything around me seems so uncertain? And that's exactly what we're here to explore. Faith isn't about ignoring life's difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. It's about trusting that even when we don't understand why things are happening the way they are, God is working in the background to bring everything into alignment. It's about knowing that even in the chaos, He's in control. And when we trust Him completely, that's when we start to see everything fall into place. You see, faith isn't a passive thing. It doesn't just happen to us. It's something we actively choose every day. It's choosing to trust in God even when the road ahead is unclear. It's believing that no matter how many obstacles we face, there's a higher purpose behind it all. When we live with that kind of faith, when we hold on to it tightly and walk in it every day, that's when we begin to see the pieces of our lives fall into place in ways we could never have predicted. So today I want to take you on a journey where we dive deep into what it truly means to have faith in God and how that faith can change everything in your life. We'll talk about the power of faith, the struggles we face, and how, with God's guidance, everything begins to fall into place. No matter where you are right now, no matter what you're facing, I want you to know that you're not alone. And if you can hold on to your faith, you'll see that things will align in ways that you never thought possible. Faith isn't about having everything figured out. It's about trusting that even when we can't see the full picture, God sees it all. And when we surrender to Him, everything, every challenge, every moment of doubt will start to make sense. So let's explore what it means to truly have faith in God and watch as He begins to make everything fall into place. Now, I want you to think about something for a moment. Think about a time in your life when you faced a challenge, a moment when you felt uncertain or lost. Maybe it was a difficult situation at work, a personal loss, a financial setback, or a health issue that made you question everything. In those moments, how did you respond? Did you turn to God in faith, or did you rely on your own strength, trying to solve the problem by yourself? It's completely normal to want to take control, to want to fix things ourselves. We live in a world that constantly tells us to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps, to do it alone, to make things happen by sheer willpower. But here's the reality. No matter how hard we try, there are things beyond our control. And that's when faith becomes not just important, but essential. Faith isn't about having everything figured out. It's not about knowing all the answers or having a clear path ahead of us. Faith is about surrendering. It's about trusting that God is working, even when we can't see it. It's about letting go of our desire to control every situation and allowing Him to guide us through it. Think about the story of Abraham for a moment. God called him to leave everything he knew, his family, his home, his comfort, and go to a place he had never seen. He didn't know where he was going. He didn't know how it would all work out, but he trusted God. And because of his faith, God promised to make him the father of many nations. Abraham's faith wasn't blind. It was a deep, unshakable trust that God's plan was better than his own. And that faith was rewarded in ways he couldn't have imagined. This is what it means to have faith. To trust that God has a plan even when we can't see it. To know that even in the uncertainty, God is at work and His plans for us are good. When we place our faith in God, we acknowledge that His timing is perfect and that His wisdom surpasses our own understanding. You might be thinking, but how do I know God's plan for me? The answer is, you don't have to know the whole plan. Just take it one step at a time and trust Him in the process. When we have faith, we stop worrying about the unknowns, and we start walking in the direction he leads us, step by step. Faith doesn't mean that life will be easy or that we won't face struggles. In fact, it's often through our struggles that our faith is strengthened. When we face adversity, it's easy to question why things are happening. But if we look closely, we begin to see that every challenge, every hardship is an opportunity for growth. It's in these moments that we can lean on our faith the most, trusting that God is using these experiences to shape us, to refine us, and to prepare us for something greater. Let's look at another story from the Bible, the story of Joseph. Joseph was sold into slavery by his brothers, thrown into prison, and abandoned by those he trusted. Yet, throughout all of this, Joseph never gave up on his faith. He believed that God had a purpose for his life, even when everything around him seemed hopeless. And in the end, Joseph's faith was rewarded. He rose to a position of power in Egypt and was able to save not only his family, but many others as well. Joseph's story reminds us that even when we're in the darkest of times, God's plan is still unfolding. Our faith allows us to trust that in the end, everything will work out as it's meant to. So what does it mean to have faith in God? It means trusting Him with the big things and the small things. It means surrendering our fears, our doubts, and our worries to Him. It means believing that no matter what we're facing, God is with us, guiding us, and working everything for our good. But faith also requires action. It's not enough to simply say we believe. We have to live out our faith. We have to act on it. And that's where the real transformation happens. When we trust in God, when we let go of our control and allow Him to take the lead, everything begins to fall into place. Have you ever heard the saying, when you let go of control, you make room for God to work? It's true, when we hold on tightly to our plans and our desires, we can't fully experience God's plan for us. But when we let go, when we trust Him completely, that's when we begin to see the pieces of our lives align in ways we could never have predicted. I know it's not always easy. Faith is a journey, and there will be times when we feel uncertain or even discouraged. But I want to encourage you today. Don't give up. Keep trusting. Keep believing. And know that no matter what, God is with you, guiding you every step of the way. Remember, having faith doesn't mean you'll never face challenges. It means that in the face of those challenges, you'll never be alone. And as you continue on your journey, you'll begin to see how everything falls into place, just as it was meant to. As we continue on this journey of faith, it's important to recognize that faith isn't just about waiting for things to happen. It's about actively participating in the process, trusting God to guide our steps and doing our part along the way. We don't sit idle, hoping things will fall into place. Instead, we take the steps we believe God is calling us to take, even when we can't see the full picture. There's a beautiful passage in Proverbs 3:5-6 that says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight." This isn't just a call to believe. It's a call to trust deeply and fully in God's guidance. It's about submitting our plans, our desires, and even our anxieties to Him. When we do that, God promises to direct our paths, but we must be willing to follow. Faith is like planting seeds. We might not see the growth right away, but when we trust in the process, those seeds will eventually sprout. Just like a farmer doesn't dig up the seeds every day to check on them, we too must trust that God is working in the background, even when we don't see immediate results. And eventually, we will see the fruits of our labor, whether that's in our relationships, our careers, our health, or our spiritual lives. So how do we live out this kind of faith in everyday life? First, it starts with daily surrender. Each morning, make the decision to trust God with your day. Pray and ask for His guidance. Submit your plans to Him. Trust that He knows what is best for you. It's a simple act, but it sets the tone for your entire day. When we begin each day with faith, we're more likely to see God's hand in the details of our lives. Second, we need to surround ourselves with people who encourage and uplift our faith. The Bible tells us that we are not meant to walk this journey alone. For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there am I with them. Matthew 18:20. Lean on your community, share your struggles and victories, and allow others to strengthen your faith. You don't have to do it alone. Faith also calls us to serve others. It's not just about receiving blessings. It's about being a blessing to others. Jesus taught us to love our neighbors as ourselves, and this is an active expression of our faith. When we reach out to others, share what we have, and show love to those around us, we align ourselves with God's purpose. Serving others brings fulfillment and allows God to use us in ways we may never fully understand. And finally, remember that faith requires perseverance. There will be moments when doubts creep in, when you question whether things will ever get better or whether God is really listening. It's in these moments that faith is most powerful. In the face of adversity, keep trusting, keep praying, and keep walking forward. God's timing is perfect, and his plans are far better than our own. There will be times when we feel discouraged. There will be moments when the road ahead seems long and the destination unclear. But in those moments, remember that God is never far from you. His presence is constant, and his love never fails. The Bible promises that he will never leave us nor forsake us. Hebrews 13:5. Even when it feels like everything is falling apart, know that God is at work behind the scenes, bringing everything into alignment. When we have faith in Tawny God, we are not alone. His presence is always with us, guiding us, comforting us, and leading us through the ups and downs of life. As we trust in him, we begin to see how all the pieces of our lives start to fit together. The struggles we face are not in vain. They are part of a larger plan, one that is shaping us into the people God has created us to be. So what does it mean to have faith in God and see everything fall into place? It means trusting him with every part of your life, even when you don't have all the answers. It means surrendering your worries, your fears, and your dreams to him, knowing that he has a purpose for you. It means persevering through challenges, acting with purpose, and trusting in God's timing. When we live with this kind of faith, we start to see that things do fall into place, not in our timing, but in his. We begin to see blessings where we once saw obstacles, and we begin to experience peace in the midst of chaos. Our lives align with the purpose God has set before us, and we start to walk the path he's designed just for us. In the end, having faith is about trusting that God has everything under control. It's about knowing that even in the moments of uncertainty, he is guiding us. And it's about believing that when we put our trust in him, everything will fall into place just as it's meant to. So take a deep breath and let go of your worries. Trust in God and watch as he makes your path straight. When you have faith in God, everything truly will fall into place. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I hope this message has inspired you to deepen your faith, to trust in God's plan, and to walk forward in peace, knowing that he is always with you. Take each step with confidence, knowing that everything is unfolding just as it should.